Meeting. Welcome to all those here with us and all those watching from home. We will get started with our invocation by Alderman McPherson.
Dear Lord, thank you so much for allowing us to come here and serve the city and the city's needs. Be with us as we make our decisions. Be with our citizens as they bring forth issues for us and all of our department heads and city workers. Just help us remember that we are following your lead and give us grace and mercy and guidance. In your name we pray. Amen.
And Alderwoman Jones will lead us in the pledge.
Join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk will call the roll, please.
Alderman Chapman. Present. Alderwoman Godfrey.
Present.
Alderwoman McPherson.
Present.
Alderwoman Jones.
Here.
Alderman Wilbanks. Alderwoman Oliver.
Present.
Alderman Lott.
Here.
And Presiding Mayor Will Purdy.
All right, thank you. We have no recognitions tonight, so we'll move straight to the consent agenda. Do I have any discussion or a motion?
I need to recuse myself from item 6B, but I'll move to approve items A, C through F.
Ready, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Make a motion to pass 6B.
Second, sorry, do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, we will now move to the department head report, which tonight will be from Chandra Fatima, our Director of Therapeutic Recreation.
Good evening. It's been a while since February of this year, so just kind of give you an update of what's been going on at the center. We've had 13 new Challenger League participants, which is, it doesn't sound big, but for that group, that's a pretty good number for 6 months out of the year. New participants who have never participated in anything in our program. So that's pretty great. I can't even begin to count how many living young participants we had. We have at least 3 to 4 every day join the program, whether they show up or not, that's dependent. But we've had growth in both populations, so we're excited about that. Some of the pictures across the top that you'll see are some of the programs that we've had so far. We participated in the Main Street Yarn Bombing. We've had several organizations come and do presentations for our seniors and provide services. This is Covenant Caregivers doing a craft with us, and on the end, Brad Edmondson from Edward Jones came and did a presentation at our mini conference. Baptist Hospice provided ice cream social, and this is Michael in the middle showing off his softball trophy. So those are just some of the things that we've done in the past few months. Our total number since January 1 is 7,952 participants across all programs. 1,500 of those come from Challenger League, and the rest are from the Living Young group. You can tell at the top, the fitness area is the heaviest. It's about 4,500 people who come from fitness programs specifically. We are heavy on that. We do at least 3 or 4 different classes each week. So we know how important that is for our Living Young group to stay active and mobile. The picture across the top is from our bowling finale last Monday. We had 45 participants bowl with us each week for 5 weeks at Indian Lanes. And the bottom left was last Thursday. Our Living Young group went to Indian Lanes as well and bowled. We have a Wii bowling league. So it was interesting to see people who did really well on the Wii. But when we got to Indian Lanes, they couldn't talk quite as much as they did in our Wii class or in our Wii program. And we also had an Olympics event, and those are our gold medalists over to the bottom right who participated in that. We have lots of things coming up in the month of August. We have deemed that Spirit Month. We made a mistake a few years ago of having a Spirit Week and having a special event every day. We will not do that again. So now we have spread that out throughout the month. So each week in the month we have a special program. We have a Pajama Jam brunch that is sponsored by A Taste of Soul. They used to be here in Clinton. They're now in Raymond, but they're sponsoring that for us. We have a fashion show kicking off the month on August 1st, where our ladies, and hopefully we can scrounge up some gentlemen from somewhere to walk in that fashion show as well. We'll have 3 categories: summer fashion, Sunday's best, and a blast from the past. That's always a fun category. So we're looking for people to sign up for that. And we want people to come and spectate as well. So if you're not ready to walk the runway, you can come and watch and cheer on our models. We have an indoor tailgating event on August 15th where we actually have tents inside We have one that is sponsored by different organizations, but the seniors can come and put up their own table and have their team colors on. We have new shirts for the Living Young group, so they can wear those shirts as their team colors or support whatever sport team they want to support. So it's football themed, but they can kind of go whichever way they want to go with it and just have fun. We have different games, dancing and all that good stuff, so they can just be active and socialize. We will meet and eat at Coach's Creamery on August 20th. We like to go out in the community at least twice a month, so we're going to Coach's. We've never been there with our Living Young group, so we figured summertime, get some ice cream, and what better place to go than Coach's. Living Young Carnival, this is our first time to do that. We figured we can do something a little different, have popcorn and maybe cotton candy if we can find it somewhere, nachos, things like that. We have a few companies who are going to sponsor different booths and do carnival games for our group. And then we're going to bring our neon dance party back. Last year was our first time for that. If you've been in the Wood Center, you know that we have windows across the top. We black all of that out. We have lots of neon colors on the wall, glow sticks, all that good stuff, and a DJ. So we have a really good time in that party, or last year we did. So we hope to have the same this year. Now for our abilities program, we began registration for kickball last week. We now have online registration. We haven't had that for a few years. I think it's probably been 5 or 6 years since we were able to offer through our department online registration. So we're glad to have that up and running. We usually have about 60 people for that program, and this is our inclusive league. So for each person with a special need, we have a person in the community who does not fit that category, who plays on the team. They're not a buddy. We have people who need buddies, but they're actually playing. So anybody who would like to play on the team can register. It's only $10 per person for this one. We usually charge $20, but we're doing 10 to just kind of get that community engagement. That will begin August 25th, and we'll go for 4 weeks. Since it's so hot, we'll do 4 weeks, skipping Labor Day, and end on the 22nd. We have a dance fitness class each month for our Living Young group, but we're offering that again for our abilities program. They love music. Anytime we have a dance, if you've ever been to any of our dances, you see how much fun they have. So to dance and work out, it's just perfect. It's a perfect blend. So we're offering that on August 6th or 5th. I believe that Monday night, no, the 4th, I'm sorry, August 4th at 6 o'clock for the abilities program. But anybody can come to that. It doesn't cost us anything to do it, so we want everybody to come and kind of enjoy that. And then we have a painting workshop, which we also offer for our Living Young group monthly, but we're offering that for our abilities program as well on August 11th. We try to fill in the gaps. There's not many Mondays that we don't work at night, so anytime we're away, we try to bring them back together before the next event starts. So this is just a few more pictures. This is being at our last paint workshop in the fall. This is Miss Linda at the bottom with her team colors that she had on Mississippi State shirt, and she had her blacked out eyes. And then that's Jack, who finished up bowling last Monday, showing how much he appreciated his trophy. So that's all I had.
Well, as every time you present, John, I find myself wondering how you guys can possibly put on this many events and leagues and programs, but you do, and y'all do a tremendous job with all of them. So this is really an area Clinton's head and shoulders above everybody else. No other city has anything that even remotely compares to this. So
I appreciate the
thank you,
opportunity to be able to do it. A lot of people come to work every day, but we don't look at it like that in our department. We really do enjoy the interaction and hearing what a difference our programs make in the lives of people we serve. It really means a lot. I'm not gonna cry.
And you have people coming from outside of Clinton,
Yes.
because no one else has.
There are very few cities in the state that offer what we do, and none who offer both programs under one department.
Yeah.
So we're blessed. Whether
Yes,
some
that's
people
right.
know it or not, we are. And I'll get the opportunity to speak at NML on that topic as well, so to try to get more cities throughout the state to offer what we have.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. All right, we will move to our discussion action items. Most of these will be from our city clerk, Jimmy Baldry, tonight. So item 8A, and I imagine they will mostly all have the same explanation, but item 8A is a resolution granting a 5-year exemption from ad valorem taxes to Gulf State Canners, Inc. for the 2024 expansions. Mr. Baldry?
Yes, Mayor, if you want, we can combine these. We've done this in the past, or we can do them separately. The first one is Gulf State Canners has approached us again about an ad valorem exemption, an abatement is what we call it. State law allows us to give a certain allowance on property taxes to promote growth and investment in the community, promote extra jobs and that type of thing. And that's what this is for. What we do is offer 24 mil abatement reduction in property tax. That's a little bit over half. Our mills is like 41.5 right now. So it's not quite half, but that's what we offer to them. This first one is for 2024 investments that were made there at the facility. They invested $1.3 million. The abatement that we're asking for is $3,400 a break in their taxes. So it's not a huge amount for us, but it does help them out.
Move
think-
to approve.
Well, so I think we should probably take them as separate votes, but I imagine the one, at least large explanation,
Yeah.
probably suffice for most of them.
And I'll explain what the second
Dollar
one is.
amounts on the other one.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8B is a resolution granting an additional 5-year exemption from ad valorem taxes to Gulf State Canners Inc. for the 2020 expansions.
Move to approve.
Second.
Did you have anything you need to put in there for the?
I was just going to explain in just a second, but that's okay. What this is, on this one, you'll see it says 2020 taxes, 2020 expansions. The state allows a 10-year abatement period, but we have to do it in 5-year chunks. So the first one is a brand new investment. This other one is a second term, the second 5 years of the 10. We have to do it midway through.
We have a motion and a second. If there's no further questions, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item 8C is a resolution granting a 5-year exemption from ad valorem taxes to McNeely Plastics Inc. for their 2024 expansions.
Exactly like the other, just McNeely Plastics on this one.
And is the price about the same?
Yes, there was a sheet there. This one was actually a bigger investment, 8.6 million that they invested. So it was about 20,000 on the abatement.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Item carries. Item 8D, resolution granting an additional 5-year exemption from ad valorem taxes to McNeely Plastic Products Inc. for their 2020 expansions.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion carries. All right, item 8E, some good news that our fire chief's gonna bring to us. We are asking for approval to accept a grant from Firehouse Subs in the amount of $44,730 for 14 sets of turnout gear. Chief, you wanna explain that to us?
Good evening. This is a grant we started working on in the early spring. It's our first go at the Firehouse grant. They had a deal where you had to be within 25 miles of a restaurant in order to apply for the grant. Of course, we just got a Firehouse Subs here in Clinton, so we tried it and we were awarded it July 1st. We actually got that email for the $44,730 to buy the turnout gear. So
How much does turnout gear cost per?
the coat and pants is $3,100. Helmet can be another $450, and boots $450. Gloves is usually about $130.
What about when they're used in a fire, I'm sure different grades, different levels of danger and heat and all that. How resilient are they and how long can they last after being used?
The year is 10 years on it. Whether you use it or not, 10 year shelf life. After that, you can still use it as training gear only.
Okay.
No live fire.
Okay.
Move to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
All right.
And big thank you to Firehouse Subs.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to employment items, item 9A. We do have a need for a brief executive session, or I believe at least it will be brief. So after we get a motion from the board on that, we will adjourn the physical meeting and pause the video, and then we'll be back shortly. So do I have a motion from the board?
Make a motion to go into closed session to determine the need for an executive session.
Okay, the
Second.
executive session, or excuse me, I'm sorry, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion carries. The executive session is for an employment matter that we need to have.
Okay.
So I have a motion to go into executive session.
Go ahead.
So moved.
Second, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we will now go into executive session and we will be back shortly. registered.
We can see carrier pigeons.
All right, thank you. We now come out of executive session. The board did take an action to terminate an employee in executive session. We will now move on to other business. We've got a couple of items that have come up that we need to take care of in other business. One of them is another employment item. The police chief has asked to hire a crossing guard, a part-time crossing guard, Benny Jenkins. This is for that intersection there at Clinton Christian Academy, and Clinton Christian is reimbursing for a portion of the salary as we do with the other schools.
This is in our budget.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes, and they will reimburse us. We'll invoice them for his time and they'll reimburse us.
Oh, 100%. Oh, okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And then we did have one other item, as you recall, we tabled an item last meeting about the mill here in Old Town. So we are going to take that off the table, and I'll turn it over to our Community Development Director, Roy Edwards, to take us through that item.
Thank you, Mayor, Board. Tab Hadaway is seeking a certificate of appropriateness to remove the silos and elevators from the old Johnson Mill. You're fully aware where it's at. They're near the tracks. This is your front view of it from Monroe Street. And this gives you a good idea of the silos, the elevators, the taller parts of the building there will come down. Different views of it. These views will give you some of the debris that has fallen from the elevators, the bulging in the elevator there at the left, you see. And these were pictures we've taken. I sent them to you in your packet on there showing the where it's starting to rust at different locations. There at the base, and then the picture to the left, there's at the top of the silo. It's around the edge of the silo at the base, and then the picture to the right, you can see there at that section, that joint where it's starting to rust there. You can see the rust all the way around, but in those locations, you can see where it's actually come through. And then from the interior, you can see the light shining around the bottom there. This, because of it being a contributing resource to our National Register, I put this in here where you can see that May 7, 76 was when the last revision was done to the plans. So therefore the building had not been built, or the silos and the elevators had not been installed until later on, 77, possibly 78, before they were built. 1966 is what the Department of Archives and History is looking at. I thought it was 1975, but anyway, they said the 66 is the magic number, but it was possibly a mistake in the survey that was done for the National Register. It does show that on our application for the National Register that it was the building was 1917 when it was built. This to give you an idea from the plans that I've received. That in the red, I tried to show about where the silos were, and then the red was the building that was built using the plans that from May 76. And then that in the orange was built sometime later. Even, of course, it's newer. It was an add-on to the original there. And sections 2200, 2206 give you the requiring issuance of certificate of appropriateness before certain actions can take place. One of those is demolition, especially of what would be considering a contributing resource, even though this appears to be a mistake in our survey on that when we first did the application. Section 2207 gives you the purpose and criteria for granting these certificates. The Historic Preservation Committee did table this, wanted more information on the future of his business there, and the Planning Commission recommended approval as submitted. And Tab is here for any further questions on it. Of course, I think you're all fully aware that his insurance company has had contacted him and said due to the deterioration of these buildings, items falling from the buildings, being an attractive nuisance that it really needs to come down. And he has got a contractor that can start the work if
So what
approved.
part of that building contributes? Like, does the building itself, I heard you say like 1917, something?
Right.
The
Nope.
business was established in
Right.
1917, the whole just company in general. That was where that date even came from. As far as structure from 1917, there's no structure on the property was from 1917. The oldest section would be, as you can see in the bottom left of there, the back section is, I would reckon sometime 30s, 40s. The framing and all is old hardwood, true 2x, heavy duty, old timey stuff. The rest of it is older or newer. The front section of that building would be 50s, around about that era.
So how long has it been since the silos were used? Have y'all ever used
I
them?
personally have never used them.
And
I would think Alvin Woods was the last one to run, and that was probably about 20 years ago. And even then, I don't think they were at full capacity by any means. From what I understood, they were running and not a whole lot going back into it as far as keep up.
and y'all own the business for 17?
I've been in it personally, half owner since 18, and then bought out my partner 4 years ago.
Since 2018 or you were 18?
Yeah, since I was 18, so that's 16 years.
Well, I hate to see them come down because they are a landmark per se, but I understand why they need to come down.
Unfortunately, whether this board decides to safely bring them down or not, they will probably come down.
Yeah, so
And
need
I would
to.
rather see them come down under control than a
Mhm.
nice, good wind catching the right spot and
Yeah,
Old Town covered in middle.
So just cause I'm new, is there a city ordinance to have, buildings like that kept up and?
We do have the nuisance properties that we work. I think this one's been in this shape for probably before we started the nuisance property business or ordinances with that. That was added to our zoning ordinances a few years back. But yeah, we do try to keep these up as best as we can. But there's some that just predate the ordinances.
I think we have a motion to approve. Is that correct?
When you take these down, what are you putting there?
Currently, I'm not putting anything where the silos are, but it does open me up to expansion because the foundation continues out that far. And either expansion of the warehouse or possibly a secondary building for rental space for business or what have you. But it opens up more possibilities for the future.
Well, are they on a slab?
They are.
And is the slab coming up too?
No, it doesn't. It's deep and solid. And I
So
don't
we're
think
gonna
you could
see
get
a
it up if
empty
you really
slab.
wanted to.
Do what?
I said, I don't think you could get it up under any normal circumstances if you really wanted to. It's substantial.
I bet with solids.
Mhm.
And they're
It's that old school engineering,
has
it's that
to.
old school concrete.
It's hard. It is very, very hard.
Concrete's not cheap anymore.
It's gonna be, my point is it's gonna be unsightly. We're gonna have a foundation sitting there. You know what I'm saying?
It's flush to the ground. It's just, it would just be, it's not like elevated from the ground by any means.
I know that when the city tears down a property or a house that's dilapidated and we tear that down, we take out the slab and foundation as well because of the unsightly nature of what it leaves if you leave it there.
Is that required, Lauren?
Can't say it's required. It can be a condition.
I would be very sad to hear that, just for the fact of that foundation itself is also grandfathered in and something that hasn't been mentioned in the potential to there's a new ordinance that it's through the railroad from what I've heard, that you can't build so many feet from a track. It's a grandfathered in situation of the foundation that's there. So if it's ever removed, nothing will ever be able to be built back in that spot. So it's already, anything can be built on what's there. But once it's gone, it's gone. There's no more chance of anything.
Well, we're
That's
sad
the
that these
issue
weren't
that-
kept up the way they should have been kept up, and especially for them to be, and it may not mean as much to y'all, because y'all have been there and y'all don't use the silos, but for us, I mean, it's something that we feel like it's a landmark in Clinton, and now it hadn't been kept up, and now.
I would hate to see it go too, but it's one of those things, it's not just buildings, machinery. Is that kind of stuff is, I mean, you're talking multi-million-dollar thing to get it back to what you would say is usable,
Yeah.
solid, and that's not, if it was just a shell, that'd be one thing, but it is basically one giant machine.
Yeah.
I mean, my logo is the mill, like, I hate to see it go myself, but it's just
So
one of those
is there any
things.
way that the other parts can be removed, all of it removed, but the silos?
The silos they'll remove themselves before too long if it's not taken care of. As it shows in the pictures, every seam and the bottom is perforated with full rust through. You can see straight through it, all the way around every one of them. I personally took these pictures. I personally climbed the silos. That was sketchy at best. One of the pictures that shows, Roy, I think it was in the first group there on the left. You can see that perforated rust. That's actually halfway up the silo in the seam. And that bracket that you see coming off of it, that is the ladder I was standing on that's attached to it. That was not a fun discovery climbing the ladder, but I was kind of already there. So I took that picture. And that vent that you see, the picture doesn't do it justice because that vent is that big around. And you can grab the edge of it and move it good foot and a half. And you can zoom in, I don't think you can, but you can see the flange where it's supposed to be bolted to it. It's completely fell through on that left side. The only part that's holding it together is a couple inches on the back. All the way, and Roy, flip to the next one. You can see each silo has one of those, and each one of them is in the same caved in position. But it's just I hate to see it go myself, but it's a giant bucket of rust at this point. There's not anything to save. It's
At any point, were you considering saving them years
Oh,
ago?
I've had plenty of ideas for them, and then you get to looking and realize that it's not anything that can really be done. Because at one point, I've been approached by people that wanted to turn them into apartments, or turn them into this, turn them into that. Everybody's had their ideas, but as soon as you can actually get up close to them, these aren't realistic.
Yeah. I second it.
Any other discussion? All right, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Uh,
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, do we have any other business come before the board tonight? Hearing no other business, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Have a second. All those in favor?
Uh,